Hey guys, Michael from Fire and Brilliance, and today's episode is a very interesting one, especially something you should definitely consider around this time of year right before the holidays, okay? So it's about buying early to avoid the holiday rush for custom jewelry. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you 3 reasons why. But before getting right into it, I'm sure you're wondering why I'm on a sling, okay? If you haven't noticed already, we did create a new playlist. It's actually also a podcast you can find on SoundCloud, okay? It's called Spilling the Tea with F&B. In episode 4, I will go ahead and explain to you as exactly what happened to my arm and how I got surgery, okay? So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, you'll definitely get the notifications as soon as that episode is live. But anyway, I don't want to get off on a tangent. I definitely want to get into this for you, so I'm going to get right into it. All right, so again, guys, we're going to go over as to why, or especially around this time of year, you should decide whether or not if it's worth it to make that purchasing decision right now before the holiday rush, okay? So I'm going to explain to you on 2 perspectives, not only from your perspective as the buyer, but also from the business perspective as the creator of the custom jewelry. Again, this is only based on custom jewelry, okay? So these are the 3 reasons why you should buy now before the holiday rush on custom jewelry, especially if you have a specific piece and a very unique piece that you want to be made just specifically for yourself because you were inspired by something out there in a picture on Pinterest or something like that. Okay, so the first thing is the time to plan. All right, so time to plan is extremely important, not only from the business side in order to create the jewelry that you want, but also the time that you may need in order to plan to make that perfect piece of jewelry. Okay, so you may be inspired by a 3-stone setting that you saw on Pinterest, and maybe another picture of a solitaire setting with some diamonds on the shank on Instagram, and you want to kind of merge the 2, but you don't know exactly how that works. This, by buying it early, will be able to give you some time to plan and work with a professional jeweler so that they can work out the kinks and work out the details and work out on how they can make that happen for you, okay? The second thing is the attention to detail. It's tied quite simply with the time to plan, only because if you have more time, then you'll have more time to pay the attention to detail. So for example, I can't speak on behalf of other jewelry companies, but basically the way we do things here at Fire and Brilliance, if you were to custom jewelry with us, we do allow a few revisions, okay? So just because if you were to provide us with a few pictures and a few inspirations as to what you want to do and what you don't want and those type of things, our first CAD or our first image or our first graphics of the actual model of your specific setting may come out the way you want, or it may come out not the way you want, or it may have come out the way you envisioned it, but then you ended up not liking it after you're able to see a visual of it. This allows that time, okay, to make changes to the details that you may want to make changes to. So by doing this early on, you're given that time to make decisions and to think about it, to sleep on it, so that you are not rushed into making a decision. Now, a lot of people may not know this, but during the holidays is usually one of the busiest times for jewelry companies, okay, including ourselves here at Fire and Brilliance. Even though we have many people in place to help as many customers as possible, to get to as many people as possible, during the holiday rush, everyone is demanding our time, even though we're working around the clock, okay? So if you want the attention of the professional jeweler, if you want the attention of the jewelry consultant, if you want the attention so that you get some extra TLC on your item, then it makes sense to purchase early. It makes sense to decide early. It makes sense to avoid the holiday rush, because a lot of times, especially during the holidays, many people actually want to propose during the holidays. It's a beautiful time of the year, it's a romantic time of the year, and it's a perfect time to propose for many. So if you are in a situation where you're deciding it just 2 weeks before Christmas, that may not be enough time to make custom jewelry. If you're trying to do it maybe a week before Thanksgiving, that may not be enough time to make a beautiful piece of artwork, okay? Because it does take some time to design, to draw, labor to make, stones to set, and those type of things. It may take a few weeks to make a beautiful piece of custom jewelry. So if you want to make it right, and if you want to propose with the right piece of jewelry that is inspired truly by your unique self, then it makes sense to avoid the holiday rush and to buy early. And the 3 reasons why, again, is because it'll save you some time to plan. You can definitely have that time so that you can focus on the attention to detail if you want to revise the original plan. And then on top of that, it gives the jewelry business at the same time to focus more time on you as opposed to during the holiday rush when everyone's demanding the time of the jewelers, of the company, of the business that these companies are hiring. So again, and I want to recap as to why I'm referring to this as just for custom jewelry, because custom jewelry does take time to make. It's not something that can be made overnight. It's not something that can be made in 2 days or 3 days. It's something that requires a lot of time, not only from the buyer side to relay the message to the jeweler as to what you want, how you want it done, but for the jeweler to be able to consolidate this information, to create it, especially if they're using modern technology, and at the same time to be able to actually deliver on your inspiration and your ideas. Okay, so with that being said, I hope you guys really enjoyed what you saw here. Again, here's just 3 quick tips or 3 reasons why, if you will, as to decide early on before the holidays. Again, if you are finding value in what you see here at the F&B Geminar, please go ahead and hit the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel. We are doing a lot of things here. We're on the podcast now. Definitely check us out on SoundCloud. And check out our other playlists. We are showcasing a lot of our jewelry that's coming in and out of here through our showcase playlist on YouTube. And at the same time, the Spilling the Tea with F&B gives you an inside feel of behind the scenes of what we do here and how we run the business here, so that you can have a better understanding of how Fire and Brilliance does it for you, okay? So thanks again, everybody, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.